Howdy Neighbors, David here. I don't like that, we're gonna do it again. Little bit of water. Do you know why the British pronounce the word British? It's because they drank all the tea. Comic gold. Sad face, David. Wah, wah. Howdy Neighbors, David here. And today on Boondock Stallyns, we're going to be taking a look at Loki, making a few theories, predictions, and finding a possible connection to WandaVison that I've actually been looking for since WandaVison finished. So, before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And actually, please hit the subscribe button. I was just looking at the number of subscribed viewers versus unsubscribed viewers, and the unsubscribed viewers number is really high, and I would really like to level the playing field or even tip the scales in the other direction. So be a pal and go hit the subscribe button for the children. Also, come check me out on Facebook and Instagram, spelled just like the channel, Boondock Stallyns, with my gorgeous face right up front for you. Send me that friend request, and if you've got the time and the energy, go check out my public Facebook group called Nerd Free for All. Everything there is nerd content, and like it says, free for everybody. So go in, post whatever nerd content you want to your heart's desire, and get ready to have a laugh and a good time. So, WandaVison and Loki. You see, I had one big burning question. Okay, scratch that. I had a few big burning questions at the end of WandaVison, but we're going to focus on this one now because I think I can get it tied into the Loki series. You see, my big question was, who exactly is WandaVison streaming for? Now, I know obviously it was streaming for us out in the real world, but in the MCU, who was receiving the other transmissions of WandaVison? I mean, Darcy only happened upon them and had to use an old-timey TV to see it. And then we get to Loki, and there are old-timey TVs everywhere. All their technology looks like it should be from the 50s and 60s. So WandaVison could have actually been transmitting to wherever the TVA is located. And my thoughts on that were, who at the TVA would be receiving these transmissions? Now, I've got a bunch of answers for that, but in the very first episode, Loki says that this place is a nightmare, and he was referring to the TVA, but Mobius said, nope, actually that is a completely different department. But he was non-specific. Is it a nightmare department, an actual department of nightmares, or is it B, Nightmares Department, a department run by Nightmare, or C, a department of nightmares run by Nightmare? I mean, I know I'm using the word nightmare a lot and throwing the reference there, but these are questions that I have burning in me because they're not actually going to follow the comics, which is good because I know almost nothing about the comics as far as Mobius and the TVA are concerned. So going into the realm of speculation and guesswork and theorizing is going to be perfect, and that's what we're doing. We're going to go and theorize. So is that the connection between WandaVison and Loki? Don't know. Talk about it in the comments. Next, we're going to be talking about the Timekeepers because I think that whole animated little bit of propaganda at the beginning of the episode, the first episode of Loki, was a lie. I think the Timekeepers are BS. That is right, Boondock Stallyns. Just kidding. They're BS. They are a cover. They are the Wizard of Oz. They are the giant floating head while the man behind the curtain is actually running things. And I think that the three whom are represented as the Timekeepers are actually Mobius, Ravonna Renslayer, and a secret third person. It could even be Nightmare, but we're not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure how they're doing it, but what I believe is that the TVA exists at the very butt end of time, and they have found a way to stop it, to kind of keep them in this quantum time lock bubble thing, kind of like Doctor Who when the Time Lords and Rassilon are stuck in that little bubble universe and not able to leave it. But in this case, Mobius and them have devised the end of time and this whole sacred timeline thing, because the sacred timeline is the only timeline in which everything comes together to where they are in charge at the end of time. To deviate from the timeline and have these other branched universes, they could negate their entire existence and not be anywhere in time at all and not have the control that they so desperately want to hold on to. I even think that Loki suspects that the Timekeepers are BS, because he's constantly trying to reassure himself that he's going to get to see them. He's constantly trying to see what kind of circular logic that Mobius is going to keep him in to give him an excuse not to give him audience with the Timekeepers. He's always going, we're going to go see the Timekeepers after this. I'm going to succeed and we're going to go see the Timekeepers. You're going to give me this. And Mobius always finds a way to skirt around actually answering the question, because the Timekeepers don't actually exist. And then we get into Judge Renslayer's office, and there are what appear to be 3 statues, but I don't think those are 3 statues. I think they are 3 mannequins wearing the armor of the Timekeepers, the armor that say, I think, Mobius and Renslayer and the secret third person is going to be. And as far as who the secret third person could be, my thoughts on that were, it could be anybody there around the TVA. It could be Hunter B-15. She could be part of the process, or part of the group somewhere. I think that it could even be Casey, for all we know. Casey is just this unsuspecting character in the background. He could be, in fact, the secret third person. It could be Mephisto. It could be Nightmare. It could be your mom. It could be anybody, and we have to keep our eyes peeled. I mean, if you even look at the statue behind Renslayer while Loki was on trial, it has Owen Wilson's little nose thing going on for it. So a lot of people are thinking that this could be Kang, and I don't think that they're going to introduce Kang in Loki, as we know that he's set to come out in a future Marvel movie later on in about 2022, 2023. So when I say that Mobius and Renslayer are keeping this facade going, even in the office, they are speaking about the Timekeepers, but what if the way that they're speaking to them using the third person is a way to get their story straight? You know, Mobius asks, and how are the Timekeepers? And she says, you know, they're busy investigating this thing up close and personal, just like we are. That's just him asking, what's the cover story? And her saying, this is the cover story. Pass it on so that everybody else thinks that that's what's going on. And I think it was Screen Crush that in their Easter egg trailer was talking about how he thinks that most of the employees there at the TVA were at one point variants like Loki is now, and that's how they got to not be deleted. They got to have their memories erased and are now working for the TVA as kind of slaves forever, but in turn, they're not being deleted from the timeline anyways. And I know a lot of people had complaints about the Infinity Stones being there, but they weren't trying to downplay the power of the Infinity Stones. From what we know of the Infinity Stones in the Prime timeline, that they draw their power from the universe that they were created in, and these Infinity Stones are leftovers from deleted timelines, so as those universes no longer exist, they shouldn't have any power. At least that's one working theory. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that one down in the comments. Is Lady Loki the hero of the story and not the villain? I'm thinking that the TVA is the villain of the story. Like I said, trying to protect this sacred timeline that they've created to keep them in power at the end of time so that they can just kind of rule there as almighty beings for an indeterminate amount of time. Because like they said, they've never really told us how time works in the TVA. Does it pass? Is it at a standstill? Absolutely no idea. And so if they're the villains and Lady Loki is the hero, her plan could be to destroy them and release the multiverse, because the multiverse should in fact exist. Just a working theory I had. Also, let me know what you think about that in the comments. The evidence I was having for her being the hero was the song when she was taking out the TVA at the beginning of the episode. Now, from points of view from the TVA, you could be thinking, yeah, we need a hero. We're being attacked by this Lady Loki and we're getting our asses handed to us, somebody come and help. But since it's also a hero theme, it could be the hero taking out the bad guys, which is the TVA. It's just really a good misdirect if you think about it. So that's my theory on Lady Loki probably being the hero of the story with the assistance of our Loki, who is going to get some kind of redemption and allowance to live and return to the MCU and continue to make movies because we love Tom Hiddleston and Loki and want him to be around forever. I'm also thinking that the What If series is TVA related. My thoughts on it were, what if the What If series are branch timelines that the TVA hasn't deleted yet? From what we know, they can allow these branch timelines to go on for quite some time before they actually reach a critical point when they would need to, excuse me, let me take a drink real quick. Much better. We know that they can allow a timeline to go on for just a little while before it reaches a critical control point before they have to actually delete it. So what if we're watching these alternate timelines going on before the TVA deletes them because they're about to become a problem? Even in the first episode, there's a rumor that Agent Carter was there. And if Agent Carter was there at the TVA, it could be that she was a variant from a timeline being taken and put on trial. And once again, check out the Screen Crush's video. I'll leave a thing for you up in the thing to click on and check him out. But he had a really good take on it. And so what if the What If series is going to be those branch timelines and Peggy Carter was there because she's about to go on trial for being a part of the variant with Steve Rogers in whatever timeline he created when he didn't go back like he was supposed to. And this could be, the scene from Loki could be shown again in the What If series, only animated from her point of view, and we'll see an animated Loki somewhere off in the background. Anyways, that's really all I've got on this video right now, so let me know what you thought about it all down in the comments. And tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to be working on a video about Captain America's shield because I've got a few questions about its functionality and maybe you guys can help me out with the answer. So, until next time, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.